今回はプレシジョンベースについて、質問していきたいと思います。
I'm Steve Pepper. I'm the product specialist with Fender Product Development here in Southern California, and very happy to show you our American original 50s P bass here, and we'll talk about the other P bass. But the 50s, of course, is where the bass started. And so when you go into it, it's an iconic instrument. It changed the world for years after these instruments came out. If you look on the record, it's not the bass player, it's the Fender bass player. So we're super excited to show you these.
はい、それではまず、ピックアップについて聞いていきたいと思います。今回のアメリカンオリジナルシリーズの P ベースには、50年代を、再現した 50s プレシジョンベース、あとは60年代のスペックを、再現した 60s プレシジョンベースがありますけれども、それぞれ搭載されているピックアップが異なります。ピュアヴィンテージ 58P ベーススプリットコイルピックアップ、こちら 50s P ベースに搭載されているピックアップ、それと、60s の方に搭載されているピックアップ、ピュアヴィンテージ 63P ベーススプリットコイルピックアップのサウンドはどのような違いがあるんでしょうか。
As a lot of you know, the 50s precision bass pickup went from a single coil to a split single coil, and so the biggest difference, later on, outside of the construction, is that, sonically, the 50s P bass is going to have probably a little bit more high end, a little bit more mid-range clarity. And then when you move into the 60s, it's going to be a little bit woollier, a little bit creamy and smoother than like a 50s pickup. You still get a lot of that balance and, what P basses are really known for. But especially they respond to your controls really well. And you roll the tone back a little bit, and you really get that James Jamerson style, out of that 60s P, and a little bit more brightness and sharpness out of the 50s.
はい、続きまして 50s プレシジョンベースのネックは、ナット幅 44mm で厚めの C シェイプを採用しています。これは57年のモデルを再現したものなのでしょうか。またそのネックによってサウンドにどのような影響があるんでしょうか。
So the nut width, outside of being fretted, it was all about nut width in the 50s, and what it allowed you to do is have a spread that was, similar to like an upright or something that was more familiar to bass players, because it was still such a new concept to have an electric fretted bass back in those days. And so the more that you could do to make it, more comfortable or something that is static between another style of instrument, it's easier for non-players to come in and kind of, work with it. The thick C neck shape, if you've ever played an upright bass, those necks are very, very deep and very, very thick. And that's what bass players at the time were pretty much used to. So it's what do they want? And the thicker necks of the 50s just really work because the music styles that were played and the musicians that were there, because it was such a transition period in American music and world music that really, brought in the thinner necks as players got faster and more precise. The necks eventually changed with them, but you're basically taking classical and country guys who are used to playing acoustic guitars and trying to get them into an electric guitar. So the best thing you can do is keep things like that, the neck shapes and nut widths, as familiar to them as possible. And then, we evolve as time goes on.
最後の質問になります。50s プレシジョンベースのゴールドアノダイズドピックガード、私たちの隣にある、このモデルのピックガードですね。こちらはアメリカンオリジナルシリーズのためだけに作られたものでしょうか。当時と製法などに変更はあるのでしょうか。
So the gold anodized picker on the 50s P bass, at this point, they are pretty much made for these. I believe we have them available as an accessory item as well. but our own metal shop stamps out the P-Bass guards pretty much on the same tooling that we've had for 60 years, 70 years almost, and we have local partners that we use to go ahead and get things colored, the anodization. Then we bring them back, and then these you'll find are a bit shiny, and they actually have a lacquer top coat, which just helps to preserve the anodization and just protect it from the elements, and it also gives it a great gloss to it and makes it pop. You'll see other gold anodized guards that don't have that top coat, and they're a little bit more matte, subdued, and really to get that pop that they would have had in the 50s, it's all about gloss, and let's make it look as gorgeous as we can. And so that's really the main reasons behind doing that.
はい、ありがとうございました。今回新しく、生まれ変わった、50s P ベース、あと 60s プレシジョンベース、ぜひ皆さんもお試しください。